Let's see, I think we're on. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Solidus Meetup. We're going to give a quick presentation. Thanks, Peter. And then get back to socializing. For those who don't know me, my name is Sean. I'm a developer at Nebulab. I'm also the organizer for events like this and 20, which you should all go check out, conf.solidus.io. It's running September 23rd through the 25th, and it should be a great time. So today we're going to be taking a Solidus store from zero to production, and we're going to try to do it as quickly as possible just to keep things interesting. And that means that we're going to start with a base Rails app, install Solidus, get it running on the web, and then we're going to handle things like image uploads and payments. Basically, we just want a store where a user can go to and purchase items with no problems, and then admin can process those orders, just a basic e-commerce store. So let me figure out how to share my screen, and we can get started. I think that did it. Okay, so we're using Ruby 2.7 and Rails 6. So to get to this point, you'll need to have that installed. I also already have ImageMagick and SQLite 3 installed so that we don't have to go through the headache of installing that stuff. We're going to create a new Rails app, and we'll call it Solidus Meetup app. So while that's running, I'm going to go ahead and get some basic stuff set up on GitHub. This is where we're going to store our code. I'll name it the same thing. All right, and we're also going to create an app on Heroku. Okay, so while we're here, I'll also connect the GitHub app to Heroku so that it knows where to pull the code from. And this is going to throw an error because the repository is empty, but that's okay for now. All right, so this should be done. Yep. Let's just give it a quick test, make sure that it runs. Oh, I need to be in the repository. It should just take a second. Okay, we're on Rails. Okay, so exit out of that. First step is we need to install Solidus. So we're going to go to the Solidus repository, scroll all the way down. There's some installation instructions. We're just going to do 2.10. So copy that. Open, let's see, Solidus Meetup app. Okay, so we're going to go to the gem file. And pop it in here. I see a request to increase my text size. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. There we go. Let me see if that works here too. Great. Is that any better? Need to increase it more, just let me know. Awesome. Okay, so yeah, we just popped Solidus and Solidus off the device in here, so we're going to bundle that, which installs the gems, and then we're also going to copy this command right here, which runs the install generator, and we're going to run it with the -- sample equals false flag because we don't want to generate any sample data. We're not going to use it, and it's just going to take up some extra time. So let me let this run for a second. I'm using RVM. This is a new gem set, so it's having to install all of this from scratch. I just wanted to keep it as authentic as possible. So when we run the install generator, which we'll do here, -- sample equals false, it's going to ask at some point for a username and a password for the initial admin user, and you can just hit enter to use defaults. So what I'm going to do is just queue up 2 enters there, and then when the prompts happen, it'll just use those 2 enters and use the defaults because we don't want to sit here and babysit this. So let me address my notes here. While we're waiting on that, yeah, we're going to get some resources on Heroku set up. I generally like to use Papertrail. It's great for logging and it's free. So we're going to add that. I like to use New Relic, which is great for error tracking, and it's free. And we're also going to use Cloudinary for image storage because it's free. Normally I would use something like S3, but S3 costs money. So for the purpose of this demo, we're just going to use Cloudinary. We're also going to go to settings and adjust some config variables. The only thing I'm going to put here is PayPal_end and set it to sandbox. We're going to be using Solidus PayPal Commerce Platform for this extension, and we don't want to charge anybody actual money, so we're using the sandbox environment for now. But if you're creating an actual store, you'll want to skip this step. All right, Solidus has been installed. Let's just give it a quick test to see if it runs. We should see an empty Solidus store here. Any minute now. There we go, empty Solidus store. Okay, great. So at this point, we still have, I think, 3 things to do before we push to production. First thing is we're going to install the Solidus PayPal Commerce Platform extension. This extension is brand new, and I don't recommend using it just yet. Give it maybe a few more weeks before we actually have it ready to go, but it does provide some cool options that I want to show off. So we're going to use this here. So we're going to pop this in the gem file. And because it's not actually on Ruby gems yet, we're just going to source it from Git. So I'm going to copy this URL, pop in there, .git. There we go. And then bundle. Once that's done, we're going to run this install generator. Oh, okay. No? Need a bundle update. Okay, there we go. And the install generator, and I need to stop spraying. Let's just make sure that that's working. Cool. Okay. So that's being installed right now. We also want to install our Get Cloudinary setup on the app so that it knows how to interact with the images that we're going to upload. So we don't want to use Cloudinary on development, so we're going to create a Heroku group here. And we're going to add the gem Cloudinary and paperclip Cloudinary. And then run those migrations. Oh, I think I have got ahead of myself a little bit too much there. So let's let this install, and then we're going to migrate manually. Fantastic. Okay, so that's half of the Cloudinary setup we need to do. We also need to add a initializer for Cloudinary so that Paperclip knows how to use it. We're just going to call this paperclip.rb under config/initializers. And I already have some code pulled up here. This is basically just telling Paperclip that we want to use Cloudinary and giving some setup options for Spree image. So that's all we need to do for Cloudinary. And then the last thing we need to do is head back to the gem file. We are using SQLite 3 for development, and we want to continue using that. So I'm just going to add it to the development group. And then for Heroku, instead of SQLite 3, we're going to use PG because Heroku does not work with SQLite 3. So bundle. And there we are, we're good to go. So now we need to push all of this to GitHub. So we're going to do git add doc, which adds all of these untracked files. And then we're going to commit it, which packages everything up nicely for GitHub. We're just going to do initial commit. And we need to link the GitHub repository to our repository here. So I'm going to do git remote add origin, which adds this as the origin remote. And then paste the URL .git. And we should be able to do git push origin master. Fantastic. Okay. So the code's right there, and let me just refresh Heroku, go to the deploy screen, and here we are. We're going to deploy master. And hopefully, if I didn't miss a step, this should all succeed. It will take a few minutes, so I'm just going to take a second here to talk about what we're going to do after this is done. So yeah, after this is done, we're going to need to run 2 commands on the, let me just clear this, 2 commands on the Heroku app, which is going to be Heroku run rake db migrate on the app, Solidus Meetup app. And that's just going to prepare the database to receive data, and then we're going to run Heroku, make sure I have this command right, run bin/rails db seed on the app, Solidus Meetup app. So the semicolon that separates the 2 commands, that just ensures that one command is going to run before the other one. I'm not going to submit this until we've actually built the app because it wouldn't know what to do with it otherwise. But yeah, like I said, this is going to prepare the database to receive data, and then it's going to populate it with some like common sense objects, things like countries and states that are generally the same from e-commerce store to store, and things that you wouldn't want to spend time like going through and creating. Like, I don't know who would want to create their own list of countries when we have it just right here. So that just saves some time for us. Once all of this is built, we're also going to we're going to need to do 4 things on the website, the admin side. We're going to need to create a taxon, create a product, create a shipping method, which is going to tell Solidus how we want things to be shipped. And we're also going to need to create a payment method. Now, the payment extension that we're using, which it's installing right now, Solidus PayPal Commerce Platform, it has a new setup option, which sounds like it's from the 90s. It's a payment setup wizard, where previously, in order to set up a payment gateway, you would have to get your API credentials, put them in an environment variable, maybe load up like a static preference model or something like that, just to keep them separated from the database. And we still recommend doing that, but if you're in a hurry, you can use the setup wizard, and all you do is just log into PayPal, say that you want to connect the app, and that's it. You have a working payment method. So we're going to demo that. What the extension also does is adds payment buttons on the product and cart page, in addition to the checkout payment page. And that means that if your user just wants to buy one product and wants to do it quickly, they can do it straight from the product page. They can enter a quantity of 5 and then hit the PayPal button. And then PayPal knows that they want to buy this at a quantity of 5. They'll send us your default address. We'll get all the shipping rates set up. It's very easy for the user. And you can also check out directly from the cart, just if you want to avoid going through the website's checkout process for any reason. And of course, all that's extensible. You can turn off the product or cart page checkout if you want to. So this is still building. I do want to take a second to also talk about SolidusConf 2020. You guys should check it out. Like I said, it's at conf@solidus.io or conf.solidus.io. It's going to be really cool. If you're interested in speaking or sponsoring, feel free to talk to me at conf@solidus.io. We have a paper call set up, so yeah, I'm hoping to see all of you guys there. This shouldn't be too much longer. Also, if you guys have any questions, please toss them in the Q&A section if you're watching this live. If you're on YouTube, because I think we're going to push this to YouTube later, you can leave a comment and we'll try to get to it as soon as we can. But even better than that, you can also join us on the Slack channel, which is slack.solidus.io. We have a dedicated support channel there. So if you have any questions, swing by, say hi, ask the question. We're all friendly people. So we'll do our best to answer whatever questions or problems you run across. This is the biggest waiting period for launching a Solidus app, is getting it actually deployed to the web. All right, it's deployed here. I'm just going to wait for green checks on these last two steps. I don't know how necessary that is, but it makes me feel better. And we're going to run these two commands. Yeah, so this first one is connecting to Heroku to migrate the app. And as soon as this connection to Heroku ends, the second one will trigger, which also opens up a connection to Heroku. It's going to ask us for another user, but instead of using the default values this time, we're going to actually create something somewhat secure, if only to prevent the clever of you in the audience from logging in as an admin and messing things up while we're doing this presentation. Not that I think any of you would. You're all angels. All right, so migration's done. Now it's seeding. No, please don't accept the challenge. This is one challenge I don't want you to accept. Live demos they tell you all the time, never do live demos during a presentation. Well, I'm doing one, so we'll see what can go wrong. Yeah, and there it is, installing a bunch of states and countries and things that you don't want to do by hand. And in a second, it's going to ask me for a user. So I'm going to give it a very secure password using LastPass. We're just going to have a 99 length password there. And I don't like how LastPass clears my one. It clears my my clipboard, so I'm just going to recopy it in something that's not LastPass. And we're just going to enjoy the pretty scrolling text for a minute. Any minute now. By the way, everybody who comes to SolidusConf 2020, this might be like a giant advertisement for the conference, but everybody who comes to the conference gets a package in the mail with physical Solidus goodies that you're going to want to check out. Sort of our answer to the digital swag bag. So look forward to that, but more importantly, all of the ticket sales and sponsorship go directly back into Solidus, which helps make the platform even better. So we're really looking forward to seeing all of you there and trying our best to get a really exciting layout for our speakers and presentations. We're doing workshop sessions this year, which is new for us. So hopefully those are entertaining and valuable for the attendees. Okay, great. We're just going to use admin@example.com, and I think I've already lost that password. Good thing I did that. And it's done. We should have a working Solidus store. So Solidus Meetup app.herokuapp.com. There we go. It's Solidus on the web. Thank you, admin@example.com. Password. And we're in admin. We're not going to save that password. Okay, so 4 things we need to do. Let's just roll through them. First thing is we just need a basic taxonomy. We only have one product, so we only need one taxonomy. It's just going to be cat pictures. We need a product. We're going to create a new product. The name is Rex and Ted with a capital R because we're professionals. It's going to be $100 and a $1 cost. We have a great margin. It's available yesterday, just to make sure that's not an issue. Shipping category is default, and we're going to set the tax on to cat pictures. Okay, we're going to give it some stock so that people can order this. We have 10 of these available, and of course, an image. And here it is. Those are my adorable cats, Rex and Tesla. And this should be being uploaded to Cloudinary as opposed to in Rails memory, which is how it normally happens. Great, now we need a shipping method. We're just going to name this default, add it to our store. It's on the default shipping category and it's available for the North America zone. It's a flat rate at $5. And last thing we need to do on admin is create a payment method. Now this is the setup button that I was talking about. So we're just going to click this. It's at sandbox.paypal.com since we set the environment variable. I'm going to log into my Sandbox account, which is holy sandbox at batman.ie. And I have so many Sandbox accounts. I think I have this account set in Italian, so I apologize for that. We're going to accept and continue. Great, and that's all we need to do to set up a working payment method. This is fully working. So we should be able to check out now. We're going to go to the front end. This is our product. And instead of going through the checkout process, we're just going to check out directly from the product page. Oh, actually, you know what? Let me, I want 3 of them. All right, so this is my buyer account. We're going to log in here. And as part of the login process, it's going to send my shipping address to the store, which calculates the shipping rates, which we set to be $5 in North America. So all that's sent back to PayPal. All I have to do is hit Pay Now, which sends me off to the order confirmation page where I can review everything and then place order. Fantastic. So now we're going to just process this order on the admin side. So I'm going to go to /admin, order, payments. We're going to capture the payment so that we can get paid. And then just to close everything out, we're going to go to shipments and ship the order. Yeah, that's it. We have a fully working e-commerce store on the web. You can buy products, you can process orders. That's all I had. So let's see if we have any questions in the chat. I'm not actually selling my cats. I'm just selling pictures of them. As far as if you're working with a restaurant, you don't need to have inventory to sell. You can disable inventory tracking, like Peter says. You know, it's very flexible, the inventory system in Solidus, so you can pretty much do whatever you want there. I think it took us, let's see, about 20 minutes to get set up. So hopefully that was enjoyable for you guys. Let me stop sharing my screen. Yeah, I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Like I said, I hope to see you all at SolidusConf 2020. And yeah, we'll see you next time.